So, Sword Art Online. This was this was actually the very first review I did for Anime Club, but I didn't have my camera situation sorted out, and so I recorded it on my cell phone, and it looked and sounded like absolute crap. So let's try this again. So this is another one of the shows that everyone was just ranting about. It's like, oh, you have to watch this. It's amazing. And they were right again. They were right about Attack on Titan. They were right about this. When I made my first review, I'd only watched halfway through. Now I've watched the whole thing, and it is wow. It's really good. Like a lot of people complain about the second half because it does sort of feel like two separate series. You sort of have this you get used to this one world and its rules, and it's really intricate and very emotional and very deep, and then you suddenly switch into a completely separate world. People say that the stakes aren't nearly as high and it doesn't feel as compelling and stuff like that, but no, I disagree. I think it is worth watching all the way through. I understand what they're saying, and you might not get what I'm talking about because I'm trying not to spoil anything, so I'm being as vague as I possibly can right now, talking about the entire series. But I do think that it's the good the good part doesn't stop at the halfway point. It is worth don't let the change of pace distract you. It is definitely worth the time. The animation is gorgeous, the artwork is gorgeous, the style and the action are extremely well done. I really like the characters, and it's it's interesting. I normally just kind of get annoyed at the sort of like they have a lot of forced romances in anime. It's just like, oh, these two met and therefore they're going to be together because and it's often just like, oh, it's either, oh, I've met you and you are the one and we are going to be together forever, or it's, oh, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, but I secretly love you. Oh no, but I hate you, I hate you, oh, but I secretly love you. Or, oh, I hate you and I don't realize that I actually love you. Or, oh, I am out of touch with my feelings and I don't want to admit. And it's just irritating, and I roll my eyes at it. This one I actually believe because it grows organically, it grows naturally. There's a realistic progression to it. Okay, let me start. Let me back up a little bit. This whole thing is set inside a video game. So, when it came out, people were comparing it to the Dot Hack franchise, and that's very understandable. But I like this a lot better than most of the Dot Hacks. First of all, it's not about, some quest or item within the game, and it's not about just this one person who is a mystery or this one group of people who are trying to accomplish this one thing. No, it's about everyone inside the game because they are all trapped and they could all die. Like, the creator of the game literally comes down from the sky and says, I have made this game because I wanted a world that was mine. I wanted a world where I could be in control. I wanted to be God. I'm having a power trip, guys. Just letting you know. But yeah, so the stakes are very high because if you die in the game, you die in real life. And it's not like their bodies were transported into the game. Their bodies are lying in beds and wasting away, so they need to hurry up and get this done. So it does feel like there's a real urgency. It feels like there's a real purpose, and it feels like there's a real people join together out of necessity, and you really feel it when characters die because you understand that they are actually dying. So, as I was mentioning with the romance, Kirito and Asuda, they, they meet just by chance, and they start working together because they work well together, and it's out of necessity and convenience. And then they drift their separate ways, and then they drift back together, and then they start being together more and more. And it like I said, it grows naturally, organically. I believe that, that they would come to feel for each other this way. It makes sense. Like I said, most of the time I find myself annoyed by the romance, but this one I was really, really rooting for them. I wanted them to stay together. I wanted them to, to get out together. I wanted them, I ship them. And yeah, but then you do get a little bit of an annoying harem thing a couple of times where like girls are suddenly getting crushes on him for no real reason. But then, they don't really go much of anywhere with those. Like one of them is like, a sort of little girl's schoolgirl crush, so that's not such a big deal. And another one is, he's in the process of saving her life, and she says, "You know what? I think I really like you." And you're like, "There's a lot of noise going on." So he's like, "What?" And she's like, "Never mind. I'll tell you later." I didn't mind those because they were just sort of quick little asides, and it just to add a little bit. It was more for comedy than for romance. I'm not really having anything negative to say about this. Interesting. Though, yeah, like, if there is a negative, it is that second half split. Like I said, I understand all the complaints levied against it, but I still think it's worth it. I don't think they really detract from the quality of the show. Oh, actually, I do have one substantial negative about the show, but it's a spoiler, so I can't tell you about it. It's a major factor in the second half, and I don't like it. But like I said, I can't tell you. Okay, so all right, spoilers. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. I have to say this. Just skip forward in the video if you don't want to hear this. Okay, Kirito's real name is Kazuto Kirigaya. Kirito, that's where I got it. And his sister likes him. His sister has a crush on him. Like it goes through an explanation of, they're not blood related, but they were raised in the same, since they were really little, they were raised in the same house by the same people. They're siblings. They are siblings. No way around that for me. Just, I don't. So yeah, there's that whole I mentioned like the earlier almost harem romantic things happening, but they were like really quick and over in one episode. But this, like I said, it goes throughout the second half, and it just won't go away, and it is. Like you don't. If I have to explain why that bothers me, I don't know what else I can say. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to stop talking about that spoiler section over and back to your regularly scheduled review. So, just to recap, I love the look, I love the animation, I love the characters, I love the relationships. The action is good, the music is good. So yes, definitely check this out. Sword Art Online is well worth the watch. And I'm going to recommend the dub. That's another thing I loved about this. The English voice cast is very, very good. And like if you really prefer subtitles, as long as it's not because you think all English actors are bad. If maybe it's just because you prefer to hear it in the original, whatever your reason, just okay, watch whatever you want. I like the dub. I recommend the dub, but whatever you want, whatever you want. But anyway, yeah, Sword Art Online.